Studies show stress is more common among college students now than it was a decade ago. Why do you think that is?
I honestly think it's the times, the things that are happening around us. I feel like there are certain pressures given by adults, given by the government, and given by other things that are happening around us.
There's sort of more pressure given the job market and things like that. Bachelor's degree is now sort of like equivalent to an associate's degree, and people with PhDs aren't getting jobs and things like that. So there's more pressure, and also paying back student loans, having other jobs, trying to do well, that kind of a thing.
I think we have a lot more on our plates now. I think it's much harder, like with the competition going on with jobs the way that they are. Everybody feels like they have to be the best in order to, ace the interview, and all of the skills that these teachers are like saying that you need to have in order to get the job, or else, if you don't do well, you're not going to get the job. And then, like the natural progression of things, you're not going to do well in school, you're not going to get a job, you're not going to be able to provide for your family, you're not going to be able to buy a house, you're going to be poor, all this, like, it's just a snowball effect of things.
I've heard that stress is more common in almost all aspects of our lives, and since college is an extremely stressful time, it only stands to reason that we would also have more stress. I don't know. We also have a lot more on our plates for some people. Other people maybe not so much.
I think it's more common now than it was a decade ago because the economy, I feel like, has a lot to do with it, just because it's such a poor economy now, and I feel like any major that you pick, you run the risk of having trouble finding a job, even if it's like a credible major or like a not credible major. I feel like no matter what you choose, you're gonna run the risk of having a hard time finding a job, and that puts a lot of pressure on students, so I think that adds a lot of stress and anxiety to it.
Many speakers on the subject claim that the poor economy is to blame for the increasing stress among college students. Would you agree with that?
It's possible because maybe students think that they need to work or they need to get a job, so they're not fully concentrating on school or something else, so that might stress them out, that they need to have income coming in from somewhere, so they need to get a job because the economy is crappy, so they need to find some way to get money, and they're more interested in work rather than actual school or education.
I don't know that it's to blame. I think it's a significant contributing factor, but I think it's kind of society in general, not just the economy.
Yeah, I'd say that just the tuition rate has gone up, and that definitely increases stress and competition to get into schools.
I think that definitely plays a big role in it, especially that first or second year existential crisis that 9 out of 10 people have, where they go to college and they realize their whole plan falls apart, which is something I had, because they know that the economy is bad and they won't be able to do what they want.
I would say that it definitely does add some stress, and it's in the back, like when you're doing homework, like, okay, I have to do homework for this class so I can get a good grade, so I can put it on my, so I can go to grad school and I can, put it on my resume, like I did well in school, and it's always in the back of my mind.
Are you or anyone you know afraid of what's going to happen to you career-wise after you exit college?
Absolutely. I do not want to be stuck doing the job I've been working for 4 years back home for the rest of my life. Not that I think that'll happen, but finding a job would be difficult. I don't want to be stuck in the house with my mom and my brother either. I mean, I love my brother and I love my mom, but I do not want to be a guy that lives in his mom's house for his whole life.